Whoa, 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 whoa. We are back on the bench with Beeks with our third installment. I am your humble host, Cody Beekman. I'm also here with the man that never dies, Mr. Ross Butin. A little bit of Ross Mormile. Ross, say hi.
Hey, how you guys doing?
I'm also here with Keith Sanders, the Latvian man that's making the plan.
What's up, guys?
So we've got our first week complete without hockey, and we're all feeling the effects. But I've been caught in the fetal position a couple times, thinking about no more pro hockey, no more college hockey, the KHL. The KAHL. Okay, that's cool. The KHL is actually shut down for at least a week. Boys, how you guys feeling?
I'd have to say I'm just itching and scratching, chomping at the bit. I'm having to watch old games. I've even watched the Stadium Series twice over.
Oh, that's fucking awful, but
I know.
at least if you're an Avs fan, that is.
Yeah, no, man, it's been bad. Not even beer league. Not even beer league, man. Every rink in the area of Colorado so far is closed. We can't do anything. It sucks.
See, that's even worse. I mean, yeah, watching hockey is one thing, but I mean, when you can't actually get on the ice yourself, that's a whole nother story. That's a big pile of problems.
So I got new pads for Christmas, right? And I maybe played 5-ish games with them, and they're still so hard. You know, they're not that nice, soft, broken in. And my goal was, like, I need to break these puppies in because I haven't performed very well in them. And now I can't do that, and don't even know how long it's going to take, you know, until we can get back out there. It's just frustrating, man. I could go probably for an hour just bitching about how we can't do nothing.
Well, that's the biggest tease, man. You get new equipment, and you can't even hop on the ice with it. I mean, anytime I ever got anything during the summer, or like new gloves and stuff, or I mean, especially new skates, when you can't hop on the ice as much, it's just like, holy crap, bud. I would really like to just break these bitches in.
Well, and minus the skates, sometimes you almost look like you're Boba Fett or something like that. When I wear like my shin pads and stuff like that, just kind of break them in, just get them how I want to feel. Just walking around, just in the house with them on.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Well, I mean, I think we've all been caught one or two times wearing just gear around the house. I mean, girlfriend comes in and say, like, what the hell are you doing? Like, hey, man, I need to break these things in. If I'm going to be playing hockey in these things, I'm going to feel good and I'm going to feel right.
Or if you bake your skates and then you put them on your feet and you just lay on the bed until they cool off, they come in just looking at you all weird.
You know, without hockey and all this stuff, one thing that I did wonder is, what are the sales looking like for like those sauce kits or like knee hockey, you know, kits? Because people are bored, you know. Half of the people right now are, you know, in quarantine. They can't even, you know, go to work or anything, so everyone's working from home. And I wonder, you know, how much those sales have gone up, because people are like, well, yeah, I can't play hockey, so might as well utilize some of that stuff.
Oh, yeah. No, it's almost like, for the cost of it, I'm in. Just to pass the time, because what else are they going to do?
I'm pretty sure they're making their nut right now, I got to say. I mean, just like you said, it's isolation, so nobody's going to go without, like, screwing around with the hockey stick and the hockey pucks. I mean, those sauce kits are just, like, beautiful anyways, but when you literally got to be alone, what else are you going to do? Yeah, I'm going to sauce some into this tiny little net we got here.
But you better know how to do drywall, because you're going to toss a couple biscuits right into the wall, you know.
Oh, I mean, any hockey parent knows how to do drywall. Just hit somebody up. Like, you got some extra drywall that you can do. But don't be sick when you come over, you know. So, I mean, besides being isolated, I think everybody realizes with this coronavirus and everything, all the shutdowns, a lot of people are going to be out of the job and losing money, and that pertains quite a lot to even the NHL right now, where they're everybody's not coming in. None of the rink staff are there. the concession stands, just all the arena folk. So everybody's losing jobs. So we've actually been reading about some incredible things that some of the teams around the NHL are doing to, keep their staff paid and happy. I know. Ross, you were talking about a couple teams that were doing something pretty great.
Oh, yeah. Well, and what I loved is just because I'm from that greater Anaheim area, just the Ducks just came out and they were one of the front runners and just, just saying, hey, we're going to pay our staff no matter what. We got your back.
Like first off the bat, too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was like one of the first off the bat. And then it just kind of almost followed suit. I'm not saying that they were the front runners or anything, but, push comes to shove. They've got to do something for these people.
Oh, absolutely. And I think that's just beautiful that when you got a team and you got a team out there that's making millions of dollars, and like all the owners, they're going to be okay after all this, but it's really the smaller people that are going to be affected by this, and the fact that the Morellis, right? I always get that name
wrong.
It's
the Samuelis, yeah.
The Samuelis, yeah. I always get that wrong. I don't know why. It's just, it sounds good, the Morellis, yo, hey.
It's like you're part of the family now.
Oh, fuck, I'm so glad I am, too.
But also, what I've also loved is just how it's just almost a snowball effect, kind of. It's just all these teams have come out, and like within the first week, there had to have been at least 10, 15 teams that were just like, no, we got your back no matter what. Absolutely.
That's what I was seeing, too. I think when I saw one team, it was almost like a domino effect. It was just like, oh, well, I see another 10, 12 teams saying, we're going to do the same thing, and I think that's great. And unfortunately, we don't have as many teams. We have a couple teams that were a little on the fence, apparently. I mean, we had the Colorado Avalanche with Kroenke Sports Entertainment coming out saying at the beginning that I don't think we're going to pay our arena staff and all that. And I think a lot of people got a little mad about that. And as you saw, there was a lot of lashback from the internet. And I think a couple days later, that got completely changed. And I think Calgary kind of had the same thing going on, didn't they?
Yeah. At first, with Calgary, their owner wasn't even going to step up to the plate. But it took actually not only just the team. The team came in later. It was the actual fans that stepped up, and they actually started donating for the actual game day employees.
Right, all the arena staff and everybody.
All the game day employees, and it doesn't matter even what sport. I mean, those people are there night in and night out almost, but they're still paying them for their time.
Oh yeah,
That's
I mean,
great.
you got people that are coming in at random times of the day, whenever have a sports team playing, and they're expecting they're getting paid and all this, and then something like this happens, and then the owner comes out and says, well, you kind of up Schitt's Creek without a paddle. And then it's great how all the fans and stuff really stepped in and said, hey man, this ain't great. We're gonna, you know what? We're gonna start paying these guys, whether it be through a GoFundMe or whatever. And I just think that's great. I like how people really can pull together in times of need is just, I mean, it's admirable,
Oh yeah, especially when you look at it in that aspect. Like, it didn't even have to be, it could have been like whoever, but just for them to just like step up to the actual plate, and the fans just, they love hockey, but they love their Calgary Flames.
Well,
and that's that speaks volumes and for that whole entire organization.
Well, it just goes so far beyond just hockey. It's like, hockey's just really a community, man.
Oh yeah.
When you've got one person or one set of peoples, or one person or whatever, you've got 100 other people ready to go to bat for him every single night, just like everybody on a hockey team,
Oh yeah. Well, and that's also kind of like one single person going to bat. Speaking of which, Brad Marchand, he even started a GoFundMe because the Bruins weren't even going to do anything.
Yeah, Jeremy Jacobs said he wasn't going to pay the arena staff, and then of all people, the rat, Brad Marchand. But he steps in with a GoFundMe for all the arena staff, and I think that's great. That just proves that rats even have hearts too.
Oh yeah, they have hearts. Not of gold, but they
this stuff got hearts. And you know what? To say what you want about Brad Marchand on the ice, we can have a million conversations about that, and I'm pretty sure we will on future episodes. And everybody's talking about it anyways every single day. Brad Marchand this, Brad Marchand that. No matter what you're saying, that's a pretty freaking cool thing for him to do for just the workers that bring the fans what they need while they're watching him do his thing.
Yeah, well, do his job. And, just for him to go out and actually just start that off, it just speaks volumes.
Yeah, that's great. And, I don't want to call Jacobs out too much, but this is not the first time that he's been caught being a little shortchanged. Actually, at the beginning of last season, he got fined because he wasn't doing enough charitable events around the Boston Bruins.
Huge quote-unquotes around that.
That was a huge thing last year. But, the fact, it almost doesn't surprise me that he wasn't going to pay the arena staff while this is going on, but nonetheless, let's go back to positive things. There's more hockey players around the league that are doing incredible things. We're talking Sergei Bobrovsky, first year in Florida, and he's already willing to donate $1,000 to the arena staff. And the greatest thing about it too is that all of his teammates actually agreed to match the $100,000, and the owners decided that they would throw in whatever's left on the to pay. So basically, you're
they're just matching the cost, like the difference, basically.
Yeah, and that's
great,
and that's huge. And you know what? And everybody out in the hockey sphere, at least around the NHL, they just make fun of the Florida Panthers so much for the fan attendance and stuff like that. But to be completely honest with you, for all the players down in Florida, down in Sunrise, yes, you heard it, down in Sunrise, to donate $100,000 of their own paycheck. Obviously for a $1 million contract kind of guy, that's not a lot. But you got to think about this. I always say a boat. I'm not fucking Canadian. Jesus Christ. Anyways, so you got to think about this because you've got some guys that are playing that have been playing in the AHL for however long, or even rookies on the league minimum that they can get paid. $100,000 to some NHL players is actually quite a lot.
Oh yeah, no. Well, and it can be either that you make a lot or even a little on an entry-level contract. For you to put up that kind of coin, that just shows that, you're thinking with your heart, not your head.
Well, exactly. Just the fact that they're ready to just throw a pretty hefty amount of coin into helping people out that they've probably never met, probably will never even meet, is just... it's beautiful, You look back, you look at it, and you say, everybody's donating $5 or $10 to a Kickstarter or whatever, and then you've got these professional athletes that are coming in and literally just throwing people a bone in such desperate times, such times where you don't really know if the next time you're actually going to get a paycheck.
Oh yeah, well on that, and speaking of ever getting a paycheck for food or anything. Braden Holtby.
Oh, yeah.
Stepped up huge. $25,000 in food donated to people who are in a situation with everything going on. Yeah,
to the Capital Area Food Bank. It's huge. They've started a fundraiser on mightycause.com to help another And so if you really want to get on there, get on mightycause.com. I'm sure you can find it. And they really want to get another $10,000 over the next month. It's huge. I mean, the fact that all these players are really stepping up in just like a really noble way is incredibly encouraging. Because right now, of all times, we got to be looking out for each other. We really do.
Well, that, and I'm even going to challenge you, depending on wherever the hell you're from, go out and just do your part. Donate money. Do something in your community. Maybe out in Sweden, like Canada, here home in the U.S. Just do your part. Help out.
For real, I mean, everybody's got to do everybody's got to do our thing. The only way we're gonna get through this is together, not divided. I know we're starting to speak like martyrs, but I mean, we're all out there for everybody. Like everybody wants to get back to the normal, and the only way we can do that is just help. So, if anybody has any awesome ideas, please send them our way, because we're always looking to donate or do whatever we can to help. So if you guys got anything, just send it to on the beach. On the beach. Yeah, just go to the beach. Let's go to the beach.
Get your tan on or what?
Right near the beach. But anyways, we've got a we've got a Facebook now, On the Bench with Beeks. We have our regular email, onthebenchwithbeeks@gmail.com. So if you guys have any charities we can plug, that'd be completely awesome. So just give us something,
Yeah, no, that'd be great. But also, speaking of new things or what is happening with the NHL as well, like what's happening with the season?
Well, I mean, just last week, Gary Bettman said if you're going back to a home country, it's going to be now. And there's already been a few that have gone back to their home country too, but they still have to self-quarantine. Everything is, it's still the same thing. Stay away, self-quarantine, do all
High
that.
Alert, all
yeah, absolutely. And so I know Andre Burakovsky has already gone back to his hometown of Sweden. I haven't seen a lot of any others, but I mean, a lot of them are just Canadian, Canadian American. So I don't know if you're going to hear a lot about that, but
no, but I mean, I'm even talking about when it starts back up. What is going to what have you with the season?
Well, that's the thing, is that Bettman said just stay back until the end of March. So obviously nothing's going to be happening then. There has been some talks about starting up in, what was it, like early July or early June,
That's
where
what
they're
I'm
gonna
talking about.
where they're gonna have a brief preseason like kind of thing where they work out, and then they're gonna finish out the 2019-2012 season through like probably towards to where it's like maybe August, and then have the playoffs through August and September, and have also the draft and free agency around that time, and then you're gonna turn around and start doing the 2020-2021 season right after that, kind of around November.
Well, also, and I'm even hearing where they're gonna do all like the awards and everything else for. Like in the month of June. So, I mean, it could go either way. I mean, 6 does one, half dozen does the other, but
I mean, it's
all kind of up in the air now.
Oh, yeah. I mean, honestly, if I could put my hands up in the air, they would be up in the air. By the way, I'm a quadriplegic. I don't know if you know that. Anyways, so there's so much uncertainty going around right now. It is literally up in the air, but as we speak, it's definitely suspension days.
Oh yeah, well, and I'm just glad that it's more on that side, because I heard some outlandish thing where it was going to be like a 24 team like playoff. It was going to be every team that was almost about to be in the wild card with the wild card teams, and then they'd face off against the top about 3 or so teams of each like division.
Yeah, and I think that would happen if we couldn't actually finish the rest of the season.
Oh yeah, no, I could foresee that, but they were talking about it like right here, right now.
Oh, of course, yeah. It was just like,
It's
well,
like, whoa, you're putting the cart before the horse, dude.
you know what? Let's just get crazy now. It doesn't matter anymore. But I mean, like that. As much as I would like to see that, that would just be complete like insanity.
Oh yeah, no, it'd be great to see that because I mean, it almost like amp it up just a tidbit.
I mean, NHL Apocalypto version, right? It just
Throwing spears, axes. I'm kidding.
I mean,
I'm kidding.
So that's one thought. That I mean, there's a whole lot of stuff going on right now. So only if you guys have ideas, I would like to hear. I would absolutely like to hear it.
Oh yeah, no, I mean anything's possible at this point. I mean, the further along that this whole entire ordeal goes, I think that it's more possible for actually doing that 24 team system. I would only do. I would just probably do maybe 1 or 2, just kind of make it 3 teams that are
well, like the
fighting
fringe
for
teams,
cards.
like the wild cards and the
Yeah.
fringe teams haven't. Yeah, I could see that, but
Just the third man in.
I mean, what sucks about it is that there were enough games left in the season to really for some out of the woodwork team to make a go of it, and I guarantee you someone's going to be pissed off about that.
Well, I mean it'd be the Wings, but
yeah, of course, I'm sure it would be the Red Wings at this point. Yeah, them and your Anaheim Ducks, eh?
Oh God, I mean it's at least it's better than last year. It wasn't like the battle of the basement here. This like it was like last year with the Kings.
Oh no, you're still battling on the basement there, buddy. It just looks a little bit better now that you're on a break.
We're coming down on like the stairs of the basement. We're not in the basement
And
just yet.
Well, we've all seen you on the basement, like on the stairs going to the basement, and that's never a good time.
No.
So we've actually had a couple of other things going down in the hockey sphere. We just actually saw that Janos Hiller, one of the very few Swiss goalies in the to ever break it into the league, has officially retired. And I want to say, you've had a wonderful career. Everybody knows a little bit about Janos Hiller. If you don't, I think Ross has prepared a little some about it.
Well, I don't know about a little something. It's just great that he was an unrestricted free agent when he actually got signed in 2007 with the Ducks, and it's just, his career just flourished from there. He kind of petered off later on, but I mean, the guy had about 32 shutouts throughout his whole career, and that was, I think, 7 seasons with Anaheim. I mean, those are good seasons.
And he must be. Did he spend his entire career with Jonas? No, he played in Calgary too, didn't he?
You're right, sir.
Oh, okay.
You are so right. 4 seasons. He signed as a free agent, but I mean, for what it is, he's probably one of the better Swiss goalies that you could ever have, like, come from Switzerland. Honestly, it's like almost like the Dennis Seidenberg and the Grubauers. They just make the international team, and they just are often talked about, but they're hardly ever seen. They're like a unicorn in the league.
Well, yeah, those Central European players always have like their niche spot in the NHL. I mean, you talk about Swiss goaltenders. We have that David Abisher for the Avalanche, and he was huge, but undershadowed by Patrick Waugh his entire career.
Oh yeah, well, and if you didn't have Patty Waugh, good old St. Patty. Ahead of you, like he would have been number one.
Well, I mean, and Abby was always a very good goaltender. And Jonas, I mean, I remember watching several games where Hiller's just stealing the show. And I mean, 32 shutouts, that's nothing to sniff at. I mean, how long did he play? About almost 11 years. He was still playing.
Oh yeah,
when he left the NHL too, and
oh yeah, no, he was playing over in the Swiss leagues and stuff like that after the NHL. So I don't know if he was a starter for sure, but
I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, Jonas, he was a comparable goalie. I would think that. I mean, playing over in the Swiss leagues, that's.
It's all right.
Well, I
it's
mean,
all right. I got
well,
this.
think about it. Like Swiss hockey, he's got to be a god, you know.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, you don't have a lot of guys coming out of Switzerland that are, doing what he does, or just period. Like, there's not a bunch of big name people from Switzerland.
Especially when he was coming out and playing pro hockey, it was a little less known. Swiss players and German players, and even French players still. But I mean, they were definitely a little less known, or even less sought after when he broke into the league. So the fact that he really carved out a great career for himself is just, that's admirable. I mean, you got to say, anybody who's coming up, basically, everybody's looking at you like, well, you've got this Swiss goaltender, but obviously we haven't seen a lot from him other than what everybody's hearing, or the little things that I've seen from him. Or we could just take this, French Canadian goaltender coming up that, we've seen for the last 10 fucking years of his career.
Oh yeah, no. And it's just like, you gotta have to weigh it out and just take for what it was and just take the gamble.
And Hiller was a good gamble. You got to say so. And what I like is that he's paved the way for a lot of Swiss players, German players, to give it a go. You just you just keep playing hockey, and you never know who's gonna see you play, and that's the best thing about the European scouts that come back over to North America. They're saying a lot of these Central European kids, they actually have a lot more to offer than what we thought originally, and I think it's great, to have more and more different people from different players from different countries coming in. Croatian players. We're talking about Uzbeki players. Even one of our biggest players, Andrzej Kopitar, is from Slovenia. How many Slovenian players have you seen in the league the last 10 years?
Slim to none. And also, I mixed up my stuff, and it was 33 playoff games that he played, and it was 21 shutouts. I thought it was 21.
There you
go.
go.
My bad. But yeah, just all those rarity of those players with you don't see a bunch of Latvian players like this beautiful guy right over here in
Closer.
the league. Or even just anything close to that. They're rarities. They're beautiful spectacles. So,
and I know Keats can speak for that, and I'm going to let him give it a go, because I know he's so prideful in just every Latvian player that comes in.
Yeah, man, we don't have too many of them, but as I got to be proud of the originals, I guess. Sandis
Ozo.
Artur Zirbe. That was my guy growing up, and what got me into the whole goalie gig. Followed him. It was awesome. Carlos Krastinch.
Rest in peace.
Yes, sir.
Rest in peace, buddy.
Who else do we got right now? We got
you got Zimgis Jergensens.
Zimgis Gigertsons. We got Teddy Bluger.
Bluger's a German, isn't he?
No, he's from Latvia, dude.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
You got to be kidding me. No,
Teddy's
that's like a
Latvia.
total German name.
Yeah, Teddy's from Latvia. Ellis Merzlikins, of course. That's my guy right now. Gosh, who else do we have? I feel like I'm missing someone. It's been getting more. There's been more players. This new generation. There's been quite a bit of Latvian guys coming in, and it's been a lot of fun to watch. At least for me.
Well, for a league that's been heavily Canadian, obviously, and heavily American, I can only think that you have a sense of pride from just this awesome thing. That you're seeing more representation from your own home country.
Oh yeah, absolutely, man. Because Latvia has always been that country. Like you bring it up, you say, oh yeah, for me, well, where are you from? Oh, I'm from Latvia. Like what's that? No one even knows it exists. But lately, between in the sports world, between the NHLs and even NBA right now, there's been a lot of Latvians
Yeah.
popping up, and it's being recognized more, and people know about it way more now. So it's cool to hear.
So yeah, and I gotta think that a lot of these Swiss kids and German kids, and I mean even like French kids, like I mean Pierre Edward Belmar, you know, you getting these French kids actually playing. You got to think like, you know, you're growing up in these little countries and you're seeing somebody who's, you know, for their namesake is being recognized so well. It's like, you know, it's got to be awesome, you know. Like I just like, if I think about it, you know, like anytime like during a TV show or something, I hear like let's just give you an example, like on Archer, they always talk about Trudy Beekman. And it's like spelled exactly like my last name. I'm like, fuck yeah, that's my name, dude. You know, like I can only imagine how it is like from where from like a country that you came from, and you know, obviously, in some way you've got so much pride, and I think it's cool. I love that the league and many other leagues are becoming more exclusive that way.
No, absolutely, man. I'm with you. Yeah, and like you said, the whole pride thing, like that's so true. You know, you hear about these players, you know, and like Latvian news and stuff. Everyone really follow. Anytime any Latvian goes into, you know, the professional sports, whether it be NHL, again, like I said, NBA or any, Latvians are all about it. They follow it. You know, even with the time change, you know, people will stay up to like 3 a.m. or wake up at 3-4 a.m. just to watch a game. You know, being played live in the United States to follow that particular team where, you know, one of the Latvians play. Yeah, it's huge. It's huge. And especially in hockey, people have done it forever.
And that just proves how, you know, how everybody comes together as one. You know, you've got one, you don't even have to have anything in common to really come together. Obviously, we're all human, and everybody can come together some way, somehow, and that really speaks a lot in ice hockey. I mean, you even start talking to people on the street and stuff, and you know, you say something about one thing about hockey or you one of the teams you're like, and you know, even some guy on the street or some gal on the street, they hear you say it, they're like, oh, you talking about hockey? You're like, oh yeah, I fucking love hockey, man, that's great. And you know, you end up like even talking to people on the street for 15-20 minutes now, just because you purely like hockey, and that really just goes back to the connection.
Oh, yeah. No, I run into that a lot. I mean, as even with us having our tickets and stuff, I mean, we've ran into so many good people and just awesome people at the Avs games. I mean, you couldn't run into a better group of people that we hang out with.
Yeah, and it's funny because yeah, we meet so many people out there every single time. You know, we're a loud bunch. We like to chat shit, so you know, we're gonna be talking to a lot of people. And the funny thing is that you start seeing the same people coming back, and every time you see them, you're like, oh hey Dave, or hey Chelsea, you know, like I'm just obviously using random names or whatever. But I mean, that's what happens when you're so connected to this one sport.
Yeah, man. Honestly, for me personally, I learned that firsthand when you invited me to. I'm drawing a blank, man. Which game did you invite me to? My last game I saw with you.
Oh, that was a couple weeks ago. Huh? Yeah, that was actually when we did our first podcast. I think that was the oh shit, what game was that, Ross?
Oh no, that was I think that was right before we did the first podcast.
That was when I literally ordered the whole kit.
Yes, that was one.
That's right. That was even before. That was like our culmination.
Of this whole
that was like, brothers, we're in it together. Yeah. No matter what.
Beautiful monster.
this incredible amalgamation of three assholes on a microphone. No matter what game it was. That was the first time actually. Keats met Ross, and we decided that we were gonna do this podcast, and so we went out to the Avs game, and
I think it might have been the Columbus Blue Jackets.
Oh no! It was Buffalo.
Oh,
there we go. Right. That's Buffalo. Oh, because Because Zemgus Girgensons was playing right back to the Latvia.
And he scored a freaking goal.
Oh, yeah, but who won that game, you little dick? Anyway, so getting back to what he was saying, like he came out and met all of our buddies that we have of the Avs family, you know, Lexi Oggs, that we met through just going to Avs games and, you know, going out and just talking to people. And now they're some of the best friends, and now Keats is obviously a part of that. Him and I, we've been friends together, but that was basically the first night Ross and Keats met too.
Yeah, and that's where I was getting with that was, I just forgot which game it was. But yeah, I mean, you're a season ticket holder. So you invited me because you had an extra seat that day, and we went. And by the way, those seats where you're at, amazing. You can see the whole rink so good, man. Like, those seats are probably one of the best seats I've sat at, honestly.
It's beautiful, man. Sometimes it's okay being in a wheelchair, eh?
Yeah, no, I was blown away. The view, like, from the top, like, you can watch the whole game and not miss the puck at all. It's so easy to see everything from that exact spot where they have you.
Oh yeah, and I mean that's where the 300s come from. But I mean, the thing is that everybody was so inviting. You know, everybody was just so ready to be, hey, what's going on? You know.
Oh yeah, no, I was running around high-fiving people when we scored goals and everything like that. But I mean, yeah, that's how it usually is in the section that we're in. And then, I mean, even 316, that where I'm up at, that's great section to be in. We get rowdy up there.
Well, that's all that matters. Everybody likes ice hockey. I mean, maybe on one night where your team's playing another person's team, you might get a little rowdy. But I mean, in the very end, you know, you might get in a fight with that person that night, but the next night, it's it's okay.
Yeah, and that's between the periods. You know, we always you go out for smoke breaks and all that. And there was a big group of people that you introduced me with, and then those were season ticket holders as well.
Oh yeah, or just guys that come to a lot of games, you know.
Yeah, and you guys are like, oh, Cody, how's it going? It's like you guys have been friends for like years and years, and I was like, holy shit, like this is cool. It's like a little pack of people that like do the same thing every time there's a game in town, or because I've never experienced that side of it because you know, like when I go to a game, I watch the game with, you know, girlfriend or group of friends or something, and we leave. So I've never seen like that side of it, you know, where it's like a bunch of regulars and you know. Yeah.
Oh, and the crazy thing is we literally just culminated that out of just going to games. Like, we had never met these people before. I mean, obviously Ross and I, we've been friends, but but we literally made all of those friends outside at Avs games. They and every single one of them. I'm talking Lexi, Oggs, Dan, Bella, Ryan, Don, everybody out there. You know, if you're listening, we love you guys, and we love the friendships that we've created just from going to hockey games, you know, and then that's it.
Well, and even just like with good old Danny Boy and Bella and Oggs, I mean, they haven't been into hockey very much, and they have become so knowledgeable and just like passionate about it. It's like one of those things where you just it kind of just gets your blood pumping, you know. You got somebody into the sport, and like my hat's off to Lex. I mean,
oh, good on Lexi because she. But I mean, that's the best thing about puck. It really is. It's just, I mean, hockey's it is an exclusive sport, and everybody's just so stoked about whoever's really getting into it. Nobody's just like, oh, well, you like hockey? Well, how many fucking goals did Wayne Gretzky score in this year? Nobody cares about that. The fact that you just like hockey, you're here coming and watching the guys play, it's just like that. Everybody's happy about that, and it's something I'm so proud to be a part of.
Oh yeah, no, it's great to be a part of just that whole entire scene. I mean, we wouldn't have ran into as many people like at the arena or me personally outside when I've gone to the Hockey Hall of Fame. when I got to see Timu and good old PK.
And how many people did you know there?
Oh, none.
How many friends did you make there, bud?
Oh, God. A decent handful and a half. I mean, they were so personable and just the kindest up there, honestly.
So, I mean, I guess that's just the friendship. That's the name of the game on this episode is that we just, hockey provides wonderful people that are ready to, help another person out. And I think we've seen that with how many players and owners and just fans that are willing to step in amidst all of this crazy crap happening. I think we've seen that.
Oh, yeah. No, they just kind of just do that, like, bump with the fist on their chest and say, I got you, fam. I got you, fam.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And I mean, I couldn't be more proud to be a part of something like that. And I'm not sure how familiar a lot of you listeners are with Dog Nation Hockey Foundation, but we'll probably get into that a whole lot more. And they're like the epitome of helping somebody out when they're down on their luck. And I mean, without hockey, we wouldn't have them either. And I could speak for myself that they've helped me out so much. And like I said, we'll get more into that. Hopefully, we can have a couple recipients and maybe a couple of workers there on the show to let you guys really dig what their flow is. But that's the thing. I'm so stoked. Obviously, amidst these times, it's really crappy that we all have to be inside and be so far away from everybody, especially the people that we love, and not be able to watch hockey games. But the fact that a lot of this stuff is still going on, just it kind of gives you a little more push on, And I can't talk enough speak enough good things about what's going on in that circumstance,
Yeah, no, I'll add to that, and definitely Cody mentioned Dog Nation, and that's something we're going to be talking about in future episodes. As soon as we get everything going here, we appreciate everyone's patience and and listening to this podcast. It's something that we really enjoy doing, and hopefully we can make it better here in the future.
Oh, yeah. No, I am just pumped to be stoked about this. I mean, I love talking about hockey. I mean, I eat, breathe, and shit hockey.
My God.
I mean, I'm just like a regurgitating monster.
Now,
what does shitting hockey look like? Explain it to me.
It's a bunch of rubber and wood, basically.
I think you want to check ask a doctor about that. I don't think that's hockey, but
I did. He said it was somewhat normal for a puckhead like me.
Oh, yeah. Well, so the last couple episodes we didn't give a whole bunch of shout outs, but everybody who's been, emailing us and liking us on Facebook and Instagram and everything, we just want to say thank you so very, very much for supporting this up and starting podcast. Like, honestly, we've gotten some great listeners, and I really hope it keeps on happening. I mean, just everybody that's given us any sort of, what do you call it?
Just the time of day. How about that?
Yeah, just the time of day. And we can't thank you enough. This is we just like doing it. We're having a lot of fun, and the fact that everybody's all you guys are listening is just it kind of makes our day to check every day and see what kind of listeners we're getting in, or any sort of likes or anything on Facebook, Instagram, all that stuff.
Yeah, and for people that don't know, like it gets pretty detailed. We know what countries are listening, everything. So we really appreciate it, and we're very excited to see that there's not even, there obviously a lot of United States, because that's where we're at, but even people in Europe and Canada. It's been awesome.
Yeah, UK, Latvia, Canada, like everybody. I want to say thank you to those folks, because I mean, the fact that you guys are even listening is just huge.
No, and I'm gonna say the same. It's honestly, it's just great to just come here and just hang out with some good guys and just talk hockey. And then, yeah, big ups to everybody that's across seas outside of the U.S., especially my boys in Toronto. You know who you are.
Everybody in UK, Tomas, thank you for listening. I know it's you out there in the UK. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate it. And so, with that, I think we're gonna end this episode. Everybody's feeling good about today. Like we said last week, and we'll keep saying it until we're blue in the face. Stay safe. We love you. Big ups to everybody listening. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful night.
And wash your hands and your fucking ass.
Exactly. Wash your hands, people. You know, it's one of those things you got to say today. But hey, please follow us on Instagram, On The Bench with Beeks. Last time we did not have a Facebook, so we do have a Facebook now too. Please like us on The Bench with Beeks on Facebook. We got our email still going, onthebenchwithbeeks@gmail.com. Send us any recommendations. Send us a DM on Instagram. And again, we really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
Love you.